What's up guys, my name is Chris from Vo-Gus Prospecting. If you're new to the channel, a big warm welcome, and if you're an old moldy hat like this one, welcome back. The pump for my high banker is currently broken, which means I can't move quantity of dirt. So I've been stuck, relegated, banished to the realm of panning, which is fun, but rocker boxing's funner. It hurts looking in the sun to tell you this, that rocker boxes are pretty inefficient. They have about a 70% capture rate compared to my high bankers, like 95 to 98% capture rate, and they're kind of slow, but they do have some advantages. If you're working with minimal water, for example a puddle, and you can't get a pan into that puddle, you can use a rocker box. They don't need very much water to run at all, and they're really energy efficient. Panning takes a lot of energy, rocker boxing does not take a lot of energy, so you can actually go all day. And of course we're using the best 1850 sluice mat technology, which is nothing more than a hessian sack and a bit of wire. But let's get straight into it. Because of the uneven ground, it took a little while for us to get a rhythm with the rocker box. Once we finally sorted it out and worked out the rhythm with shaking the rocker box, we absolutely started smashing through the dirt. But that's coming later. For now, we struggle. It's like sluicing. It's a science, and it's not a science I'm very good at yet. Oh god, the sluice is falling off. Wait, where do you think you're going? Go that way. I just wanted to mention one thing. There are two schools of thought on how you should rock the rocker box, and they come from two different goldfields. In Western Australia, it was more ideal for people to shake the rocker box harder. In Eastern Australia, it was more likely that you were going to shake the rocker box a little bit slower. I think this has to do with the gold particle sizes, but the articles that I've read from the 1800s don't really go into depth into it too much. I need a tin can on a stick. Just wanted to show you guys a test pan from the spot we're working. I'm aiming to get 20 pans done. I'm going to show you what kind of gold we will be able to catch and what kind of gold will probably end up blowing away. Alright, so that is 1 pan's worth of gold, and any of these sort of slightly larger pieces we should be able to get. But those little nano dots down there, they're the sort of pieces that are likely to just flow straight on out the end of the rocker box. I'm going to sell this stuff at Coles as a woman's facial beauty treatment. Call it the golden face. 20 bucks a bag. There's a nice piece of gold in the mat. I've only done 5 pans. Look at this. Look at that. That's not a picker, but it's a nice piece. Or is it a picker? If I can pick that up. That is a nice piece of rocker box gold. I'm going to put that straight in the snuffer bottle.
Oh, that's not bad. Beautiful.
Out of the rocker box, that's about as good as it gets.
Awesome. I think about 50 a pan, 50 steps. Not bad.
Pretty good for here. Pretty good. Let's test our losses. We've done 10 pans, so we're halfway through where I want to be. We're going to take some of these tailings from the front of the sluice and see what kind of gold we're just sending the way of the gold gods. Okay, that's surprising. They might be hard to see, but we've got 1 nano and 1 almost speck there, which is pretty damn good for the rocker box, considering we're getting about 50 pieces a pan. 1 tiny piece of gold. It's springtime in Australia, and that means exploring some of our beautiful national parks and state forests dotted around the country. Whether it's hiking a mountain trail or kayaking down the mighty Murray, we want all our visitors to enjoy the natural splendour we have on offer. And remember, snake safety, spiders and scorpions as well as biting insects will be out in force. We'd also like to remind you that with the wetter weather, we've had an increase in activity from one of Australia's most dangerous animals, the drop bear. The wetter weather has created a peak breeding season, making it even more dangerous for hikers out in our national parks. Favouring eucalypt trees as a breeding ground, remember to look up into your surroundings so you don't become a victim. Ah! Be bear aware, look up and live. By this stage, I'd worked out that shorter, sharper rocks help settle the dirt through the skid plate and down into the mat. The idea is to shake the gold like you're stratifying a gold pan to get the gold to settle onto the Hessian sack. And with these shorter, sharper shakes, I managed to get that to happen. I think this might have been the reason that we got so much more fine gold in our cleanup. There is a dirty great big party sapphire in this matting. Can I get it out? Come on, fat fingers, you can do this. I believe in you. Ah, there we go. Have a look at this. I mean, these are not like gem quality, but they're still really cool to find. I would love to know how to cut these one day. Ooh, a bit of gold! You stay there, you don't go any further down. I've run about 16 pans, which is not too shabby, but it's taken me about an hour and 45 minutes to do those 16 pans. If I was panning, not including classifying, it takes me about 2.5 minutes to reduce one of these pans to just the gold. But that's not including classifying or digging it out. I think it's about on par with panning. Who knows? We're going to do one more and then we're going to do the clean out and see what we get. "16 pans later, and we're going to empty this box out. This is what the mat looks like after those 16 pans. We have seen several bits of gold, several sapphires, all come down the mat. So we're hoping that there will be some okay colour in here. I'm hoping for a 0.15 to a 0.2. Yeah, we've got bits of gold on the top mat. Have a look at this. We got one speck there, and then we've got another speck just over here in the mat. I think I could see a couple smaller ones just as I moved it out. They might be gone now, but that's a good sign. Right at the top, right where it should be. Potato sack technology, easy clean outs. Okay, let's pan this out. I hope there's gold in this. I really do. It's been a long time since I've seen Rockerbox gold. So the little picker that we got off the mat earlier is already in my snuffer bottle, and so is that nice sapphire. We have got a lot of black sand, which is a very positive start. Ooh! Ooh, there we go. Look at that. All of them are sapphires as well, tiny little ones, like shards off them, but that's pretty good gold. That's not bad going for a Rockerbox. Look how fine the gold is too. That is not chunky gold. That is like 100 mesh minus gold, and the Rockerbox caught it. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. Now that we've got that Rockerbox all cleaned out, I've got to make tracks for home. So I will see you there. We'll clean up this gold, get it on the scales, and see what 1850s technology can deliver us today. This is the gold I got out of just 16 pans with that Rockerbox next to a Clash Guitars pick and an unfolded Swiss Army knife for a bit of scale. You'll also note a lot of gemstones. These are the gemstones I recovered in my cleanup. We have what I think mostly are garnets. This one here and this one here, the big one I thought was a sapphire, are most definitely garnets. These I believe to be party sapphires. But now we've got to get all this on the scales. First we're going to do the gemstones. 2.35 carats of garnets. I'm not 100% sure if this stone is big enough to cut. This is something that I want to learn about, but that right there is definitely our biggest one. It's just over a carat itself. I've been saving all the gemstones from this spot in a jar. I want to fill the jar. A lot of people ask me why I actually do the paintbrush, but it's primarily to loosen it off the bottom of the pan from drying in the sun. And it looks kind of sexy. Alright, here we go. I'm going to guess, I'd be really happy if I got a 0.15 to a 0.2 out of 16 pans. That'd be a very good day for just like a couple of hours of work. 0.19, upper end of what I wanted. The usual disclaimer, I do this for a bit of fun. I'm a micro miner. I don't mine gold for the profit of gold. And as a micro miner, it's nice that I'm participating in a hobby that gives me some cash back, and occasionally I'll even make some money. But for the most part, it's about the adventure of digging up real life treasure. Having said all that, 0.19 grams of gold is worth $14.78 Australian at today's gold prices. Which honestly, for only 16 pans worth of dirt, is really good. I cannot stress enough that you have to look at this in the big picture. Whilst we moved a tiny little bit of dirt that day, an excavator could do 2 meters of that dirt in one bucket. And my quick math says that every pan that you do has roughly 5 litres worth of dirt in it, and there's about 1,000 litres of dirt in a cubic metre, which means there would be 200 times the amount of gold in there if you had an industrial scale mine. That's a lot of bonus gold. Unfortunately, in Australia, where I am, claims are very cost prohibitive. A gold mining claim went up in my area very recently, and it cost them $500,000 in permitting before they were even allowed to touch the ground. How cool is that thing? It took me a while to figure out my shaking technique, and I'm still learning that machine. I've only used it maybe a half dozen times in my entire life. But for all intents and purposes, I mean, it works, and it works well. Once I figured out how to shake that thing properly, the dirt started screaming down there. I'd say it's as fast, if not just a little bit faster, than panning, but with far, far less energy outlay. Well, that has neatly brought us to the end of my show. I hope you did enjoy watching my film. If you like this one, chances are you'll like a lot of the other content I have, both up on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're on Facebook, consider hitting the like button. And if you're on YouTube, consider hitting the subscribe button. Tagging your mate in the comments below who you think might enjoy this video also helps this channel grow, as does liking that smash button and giving this video a share on your social media. I have heaps of competitions and giveaways going on pretty much all the time, and they're usually linked in the description below, so please jump down there and check them out. And if you'd like to further support this channel, you can check out some of my sweet merchandise on my merch shop. The link for that can also be found below. So until next time, please give your dog a big delicious scratch behind the ears for me. Peace, and I'm out.